What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Mattel Masters of the Universe Chronicles He-Man from, the Masters of the Universe movie, the He-Man movie. It always trips me out. I want to call it He-Man, but it's technically called Masters of the Universe. But yes, this is He-Man himself as he appears in the Masters of the Universe movie. Movie just came out pretty recently. Absolutely love it. I had such a blast. It was probably the most fun I've had watching a movie, at least in theaters, in a hot minute. Because I don't go to the theaters too often. But, and as I explained in my Skeletor video, go check that out. I am not a He-Man fan. I am not oh my god, I love He-Man. This is the greatest franchise of all time. I'm not ride or die He-Man. I was aware of He-Man. I knew of He-Man, and I watched He-Man a little bit whenever I was little, but aside from that, I didn't really have any connection. And again, when they announced the movie, I was like, that's cool, but didn't really pay it too much mind until I watched the trailer. And I was like, oh my god, why does this look peak? And then the more trailers I saw, the more I was just like, oh my god, I really want to watch this movie. So one day I was like, screw it, I got time, let me go see it, and oh my god, I loved it so much. It breaks my heart that I think it bombed, because that was such a fun time. And again, like I explained in the Skeletor review, my bad, I think it just had to do with just too many good movies coming out at the same time, and just Obsession and Backrooms just had too much talk around it, to where a movie like He-Man was obviously not going to be on people's I need to see that list, especially just with how life is. Everything's really expensive. You're not going to go to the movie theaters 3 or 4 times in 1 month. You're going to make some sacrifices, and obviously you're probably going to go see Obsession or Backrooms more, because they're just more talked about, more hot topics than He-Man, which does suck, because that was a genuinely really good movie. I loved it so much, and He-Man himself loved him in the movie. He was such a fun character. Honestly, I think the actor did a great job. Just again, everything about the movie I love so much. But yeah, I thought he was great. He did a great job playing He-Man. Now, granted, I'm not familiar with He-Man in the shows, but I thought he did great in the movie. And honestly, the cast had such good chemistry too. In interviews and everything, they just have such good chemistry with each other. It's a shame it bombed. But again, this is He-Man as he appears in the movie. Before we start talking about him, I'm going to try to make this video short. I need to make my videos shorter. I keep yapping for too long, but once I get going, it's hard to stop. Here's the packaging. Got a nice little artwork of He-Man, the Sword of Power, and Skeletor on the side, Master of the Universe. I assume this says He-Man in a language. I assume it's their language, because it's on, similar to the sword. He-Man, Deluxe Articulation, Master of the Universe. He-Man, nice shot of him holding up the sword, getting ready to yell, I have the power! Other figures you can get, Triclops, Man-at-Arms. Couple poses and a little bio. After uncovering the power sword, Prince Adam transforms into He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. The champion of Grayskull returns to Eternia to free his people from the evil clutches of Skeletor. It was such, they leaned into the camp, the campiness of, this is a dumb, 80s cartoon where the hero's literally called He-Man, and he's getting a thing called the Power Sword. They're not subtle about anything. And they just leaned into the camp so much. I loved it. But yes, here is He-Man, Prince Adam himself, in the flesh. Doesn't come with too many accessories. He comes with, on him, are like gripping hands, but he also comes with fists because he does deck out a few punches. Spoiler alert. I want to warn y'all, I might be talking about the movie. In the end, when he be decking out the punches against Skeletor, can recreate that. But let's be honest, the only accessory that matters is the one he's got in his hand right now. The Sword of Power, the Power Sword. The sword itself, I will say, a little underwhelming. Like as you saw in the art, it had all those cool like not rune, but like etchings and stuff, which aren't really present on here. Again, I don't know if that was concept art and it wasn't there on the movie, I forget, but it is just kind of gray plastic, which I mean, honestly, what else would it be? But like, it could have had more sauce, you know what I mean? But he does hold it really well, and again, you can get it up there. He screams, "I have the power," you know? I mean, that looks awesome. But if he doesn't want to be wielding all that power, he can sheath it in the back. Fits decently, not a perfect fit, but fits enough to where it works. Looks cool, and then you can reach back for it, whip it out, you know? That's all the accessories, but honestly, what more would you need? I can't really think of anything else he really had in the movie that would need to come with him. But yes, if you heard in the beginning of the video, I mentioned this is by Mattel. So, this figure, like I mentioned in the Skeletor video, is probably a good idea. Gives us a good idea on how their DC figures are going to be when they get the license back. And like I said in that Skeletor video, it can't happen sooner. Oh my god. I know it's cheap. It's cheap to go after McFarlane like that. But they just disappoint me time and time again. And I have a burning hatred for their figures. They've screwed me over too many times. Every figure I get, disproportionate as hell. Not really that fun. High key, I've had like 4 of them break on me. Like, I had that dark side and his arm just fell off one day. Random cut, my dog just started barking like crazy. Don't know why. It's also, again, if I'm ever like talking a little quietly like I am now, it's because I record these videos in the middle of the night. And I'm trying not to wake everyone in my house. But anyway, ignoring that, where was I? Is a random cut, but I had to wait like 5 minutes. That bro was just going off. Maybe there's a burglar in my house and I just have no idea. I don't know. Anyway, slandering McFarlane toys. But yeah, they've burned me too many times. And also they're 7 inches, so they don't scale with like any of the Marvel figures. Like, I can't have Batman and Spider-Man chilling with each other. So when I heard Mattel was getting the license back, I was very curious to see what their figures are going to be like. But if they're going to be anything like these He-Man figures that I've got, then we're in for a treat. Because this He-Man figure is really fun. I mean, I mentioned in the Skeletor video, I love the Skeletor. I like the Skeletor a bit more, but that's just because he's got more going on. But both of them are a blast, and both of them just make me so excited for when Mattel gets the DC license back and we get some, like, actually, like, really fun, really good DC figures at the 6-inch scale that aren't imports. But yeah, bringing Adam in for a closer look, I do want to preference this. I did hear that apparently there are like multiple different versions of this guy. I don't know which one I have, but I think they might have like tweaked some of the paint apps on his face. So I don't know which one I got. But I got him pretty recently, so I'd maybe assume it was the most recent one. I don't know, I saw a post on Instagram. Could be wrong. But at least on my version, the head sculpt looks really good. I think it looks a lot like him. And that was something I was always worried with Mattel, because back in the day, granted this was 10 years ago, but some of them likenesses were a bit dodgy. But also at the same time, Hasbro's weren't that good either, so. But this honestly looks exactly like the actor. I want isn't like Nicholas something. I think he's got one of them last names I can just never remember. But it looks great. He's got a nice stern look. Then you got the luscious hair, which I want to say has some type of wash or highlight to it. The hair's got a bit of definition, which is nice. Again, I don't know if it's a wash or not, but it looks really good. And come down to the chest, you got his nice big chest armor, which is a rubber overlay. So theoretically, again, I'm not sure what it looks like underneath, but you could rip this off and it might be like a good base for what might be like comic Batman, comic Superman, I don't know. They also might just give them whole new molds, I don't know. But if you did want to try to make a custom like that, you probably could take them apart pretty easily. It does come off the chest quite a bit, but it just adds to the goofy campiness, because let's be honest, look at this outfit. This outfit's dumb as hell, but like in the best way possible. Got a nice little like clear plastic in the middle. Got some nice paint apps, all the buttons painted in. Looks really great. And then come down to his loincloth. Nice paint apps, and I want to say there's like some type of wash or again whatever applied to all the leather, which gives it an actual like nice leathery look, and all that's picked out in some nice gold paint as well. And accurate to the movie, is riding up high. You seeing some thigh, dog. You seeing some thigh. Then he's got his little like bracelets here picked out, and some nice, again, nice silver and gold. Aside from that, there's not much. It's just skin. It's just skin. He's got hella skin showing. Which, I mean, he's He-Man. He's going to be showing his muscles. Also, it's crazy to say that people keep calling him thin in the movie. Bro was jacked. Bro was chiseled. What you talking about thin? It's always some, like, loser on, like, Twitter or something being like, oh, he's thin. It's like, dog, you ain't looking anything like that. Then come down to his boots. Looking really good. This is just a solid figure. My only complaint is that this joint right here is a little loose on mine. It's not as tight as I would like it to be, but besides that, this figure's great. Again, there's really nothing else to talk about besides muscle. Also, I feel like skin tone probably could have been a bit better. I don't know, he's got like a weird like orangish tan to him, which I don't know if that's particularly accurate to the movie, but it is what it is. He still looks great. And articulation, wild. He's got a dumbbell, I think, at the top and base of the neck, so you can look down that far, look up that far, bobble around. Butterfly joint, which doesn't move crazily because, again, he has some chiseled abs, but can move arm out that far. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. This rotates because it's a separate piece. Then they have that similar joint that McFarlane has, that like universal joint, so you can get like up and down, but if you rotate it a certain way, you can also get in and out. So that's cool. Again, they doing what McFarlane do, but just infinitely better. Then you got a diaphragm and like a ball joint at the bottom. Can get down, not the most, but again, he does have like, again, abs and this thing in the way. But it's got some nice motion, rubbery piece, so he can kick pretty far forward. It's got a nice cut there, so it gets out of the way. Back does have drop down hips as well, which I just now realized. No thigh rotation, sadly, but you kind of get a little bit of something. Double jointed knee, boot swivel, that same joint, so you can get like a nice rocker and up and down. So yeah, the only articulation thing I'd change is maybe give him a thigh swivel, but beyond that, really solid. Again, this just makes me more hyped for when they get that DC license, because I just have a feeling they're gonna cook. Anyway, comparison time. How big is He-Man himself? How does he scale? Well, here's Black Series Commander Cody and my previous review, the not No Way Home, Brand New Day Spider-Man. And he scales well, Spidey's a bit small. Let me pull in someone who's a bit taller. There's Punisher. So honestly, again, scales pretty well with Marvel Legends, which is hype. Because that just means the DC figure's gonna scale. Like, again, these I've said it like 1,000 times, but these He-Man figures are just getting me excited for these DC figures, which hopefully soon, oh my god, please. I thought McFarlane lost the license, and then I saw Supergirl figures, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Why are you still here? Party's over, dog. Go home. Anyway. Well, I feel like I just need to I've mentioned it too many times. I gotta bring in a McFarlane figure for comparison now. Here he is next to a Voyager-class Transformer, Skywarp, and that McFarlane Superman. Just compare them, dog. Just compare them. Superman looked like he got carpal tunnel in his wrist. Like, come on now. And for fun as well, the NECA Pennywise and the SH Figure Arts Spider-Man. And finally, because I don't own any other He-Man figures, so I can't really compare them to any, like, cartoon versions, but I can compare them to the man himself, Skeletor. They look great together. Prefer Skeletor just because he's got more to him, because he's just a cooler looking character, and there's just more paint, more stuff going on, but honestly, they look great together, and bringing the sword in, struggling to get in his hand, can recreate that epic final battle when they started decking it out. Also, I love that they did the workout, like, made a workout variant for a Skeletor. I think it was a Comic-Con exclusive, but still, you can have him being like, you have all that power, but you're too afraid to use it. And then when he just beats the ever-living shit out of Skeletor in the end until he's just like a skull on the ground. So yeah, do I recommend this He-Man figure? And honestly, and Skeletor, I'll bunch them in together. Hell yes. Where's his box? These two are an absolute blast. And I feel like if you get one, you gotta get the other. And honestly, they weren't too bad. I think they were like $25, which is steep, but I guess that's kind of the price for, like, Marvel Legends-esque figures now. Yay. I remember when a Marvel Legends was $19. My unk taked. It's making me wither away. But yeah, these two are a blast. I'm absolutely loving these. Honestly, He-Man, solid 8 out of 10. Again, I prefer the Skeletor, but they're both great. Oddly hard to find them. Like, they just aren't stocking them as much. Like, it took me a hot minute to find the He-Man after Skeletor. You mostly just find, like, the Lockjaw guy and then Idris Elba's character. I forgot his name. But honestly, hell, I might be picking them up because I need to complete the cast. I'm gonna wait till, I think the girl, I forgot her name. But she, I think, is coming soon. She looks like she's gonna be cool. I think she has, like, alternate heads to have the long hair and then, like, the hair tied up as well, which looks really cool. So yeah, probably expect more He-Man videos, honestly, because again, these guys are a blast. And I know I've said it 1,000 times, it's just making me more hyped for them DC figures. Oh my god. It's about to be glorious, bro. It's about to be glorious. Anyway, like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. I will warn, the next couple videos are going to be Spider-Man heavy just because Brand New Day is coming out soon. And I got a lot of merchandise I want to talk about. And check out that previous review because that was on Spidey himself as well. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully you are having a wonderful day. And continue to have wonderful days. You know, hopefully you're not... hopefully you're not moving like He-Man at the beginning of the movie. Hopefully you're moving like He-Man at the end of the movie, you know? That was my motivational quote. I usually do better. That was kind of rough. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, you know. And I got work tomorrow. I probably should be in bed, but you know, that's just how we do it, you know. How many times have I said, you know, in the past, like, 20 seconds? Anyway, that's all. Peace out.